thinking like a publisher, creating amazing content and distributing it as far as possible. This is really the way that you can succeed on the social web today, because this approach is applicable across any media format or technology platform.
Our priorities for 2013 in terms of marketing for each of our hotels in our portfolio is going to be to gain more local exposure, not just our neighborhood, but our surrounding companies and the people that work in those offices. We have pretty good online visibility for our hotels with VBrochure and other methods of rich media. So we have the online covered. Now we want to get in the faces of everybody that's local that can be our source of recommendations to their visitors they have coming into town to visit their company or even themselves in terms of leisure travel. So we want to get in the faces of all of our local businesses and neighborhoods.
My counsel to hotel marketers in 2013 is to think about this. It's not about the visual content you have. It's about the story that content tells about your hotel. In my opinion, the future of digital is visual storytelling. The digital landscape changes fast, and visuals are the main catalyst for this hypergrowth. Evidence of this is consumer adoption of Pinterest. It has more than 10 million users to date and is the fastest growing social network of all time. And more interesting to me is that this site is less about traditional social sharing and more about personal curation. It allows the user to say to the world, I've collected these images and videos, so you understand who I am and what I care about. And they're doing this for hotels and travel. We've seen sharing of visual content moving from being primarily email-driven to Pinterest, now representing over 30% of all shares in our system. So hotel marketers simply having visual content available to travelers online is not going to help differentiate your hotel and compel consumers to book. They're not looking for content per se. They're looking for meaningful stories that help them better understand if a hotel property will contribute to the success of their trip and the enjoyment of it.
For 2013, the Library Hotel Collection is going to be focused on enhancing the guest experience, both online and on property. That means we're going to be reevaluating every bit of imagery and every bit of text that we have distributed to ensure that we are giving the most expressive and authentic depiction of the actual hotels. That will mean that the guests that actually choose our hotels are fans of the experience that we're offering, and that gives us the best opportunity to make sure that we are going to meet and exceed every expectation they have. We're going to throw a little bit of magic and sparkle some sunshine on the guests as well, and that'll lead to great reviews. And great reviews will lead to a better 2013.
I think a huge part of our hotel marketers' focus in 2013 needs to be reputation management. Nielsen just came out with a survey that basically said that consumers trust the opinions and advice of other consumers more than any other advertising source. So we really need to shift some of our focus and our resources from doing the talking ourselves to getting travelers and guests talking about and recommending our brands. And that happens with what we do on property, which means meeting and exceeding expectations and creating remarkable experiences, anything from little details to big surprises that compel travelers to want to share their experience on social networks. And of course, what we're doing online, which means monitoring feedback and reviews, responding to them, and using them to guide decisions across the organization. That, in a nutshell, is reputation management, and I think that's going to be a huge focus in 2013.
Well, apart from the obvious things like up-to-date photography and a website that's been refreshed in the last 5 years or so, I would say that it's essential for hotels to have an SEO strategy that is not only designed specifically with the hotel industry in mind, but also accounts for the many new factors that have changed the search world. These are factors like the growth of local and mobile sites, Google updates like Penguin and Panda that are going to be targeting low-quality sites, the importance of proper site structure, mobile SEO, social media, things like that. You know, at Blue Magnet, we really feel that SEO isn't just keywords and links anymore. It's a holistic content strategy that covers many channels. And I really think that if done right, it can have a bigger impact on hotels' online success than pretty much any initiative.
2013, I think it's important for hoteliers to recognize that the consumer will still be very much focused on value, given the difficult recovery of the economy. And when I say value, I don't mean lowest price, but I mean the quality expectations, the whole equation of quality price, and getting the right degree of quality for the price. I think a second area of focus for 2013 is mobile. The consumer is a mobile consumer now, and she's going to connect with your messaging through mobile. So you have to have a mobile strategy in 2013, recognizing that she's going to read your marketing propositions, read your email. She's going to be comparing you to others. She's going to be reading reviews about your business through her mobile devices. So you have to be able to be optimized in that mobile channel. The third thing is, and they all really relate to each other, is about differentiation. You know, what is about your proposition that differentiates you from all the clutter of the competition that's out there today, competing in this tough economy with a consumer that has such an ease of comparison through her mobility.
Try to find out what were the hidden drivers behind the choice of hotels. That is, what are the factors behind choosing a hotel that people would not tell you about, would not list as number one necessarily, but which have the most impact on whether or not they choose a particular hotel.